Hello and welcome to the Streamline and Shine podcast. My name is Steff Bolton and I am 1/3 of Bolton Virtual Solutions, a team made up of me, Mum, and my two daughters, Sam and Amy. Our family virtual assistant agency's absolute passion is helping time-poor female entrepreneurs with those ridiculously long to-do lists, because we all know how they get longer instead of shorter, so that they're able to focus on doing what they love. You're going to want to stick around if you find yourself constantly just doing this thing quickly instead of spending time with your family, or if you look at your list of tasks and feel like crying, or even if you're just simply wondering how to manage your time better and delegate to your team. We're going to be covering topics from social media to marketing, systems and processes to outsourcing, and so much more, so that you can see what's possible for you and your business. So let's get stuck in. Hey, and welcome back to Streamline and Shine. So last week I was at the Visionary event in Birmingham, run by my amazing friend Lisa from Design Boss Diary. And I want to talk about the kind of up level that doesn't come with a shiny new strategy or a to-do list. So I went in expecting inspiration, maybe a few ideas. What I actually walked away with was clarity around something much more practical. How much unnecessary decision making I've been carrying in my business, and how that's been affecting everything from my energy to how I delegate and use systems. So because the biggest up level isn't always doing more, sometimes it's realizing what should no longer require your brain. One of the biggest realizations for me was this: I'm not tired because I'm doing too much. I'm tired because I'm deciding too much. Not the big strategic decisions, the tiny constant ones. Who needs what? What needs approving? What's urgent? What can wait? Whether something's good enough to go out. Those micro decisions add up fast, and when you're holding them all, your business starts to feel heavier than it actually is. And what really landed for me is that decision fatigue isn't a personal flaw. It's usually a sign that your systems aren't doing the job that they're meant to be doing. If your business still needs you to think about everything, then no amount of motivation or mindset work is going to fix that exhaustion. So this also made me look differently at delegation. A lot of business owners think they've delegated, but in reality, they've just handed over tasks while keeping all the decisions. So if your team still needs to check in constantly, if they're asking, is this okay? Or what would you do every 5 minutes? If they're asking you the same fucking questions all the time, if things stall unless you step in, that isn't a people problem, it's a clarity problem. So real delegation only works when systems are clear enough to guide decisions without you, when roles are defined, when escalation paths exist, when people know what they can decide, what they need to check, and what truly needs your input. So if every decision still routes back to you, you haven't freed up any mental space, I'm afraid. You've just redistributed the workload. This is actually why we created Scaling a Shit Show. Not as motivation, and definitely not as mindset stuff. SASS exists to help you look at your business and ask real practical questions like, why am I still holding this decision? What should a system be doing here? Where am I the bottleneck without realising it? It's about untangling the messy middle where things work but feel heavier than they should. If you want clearer delegation, fewer decisions landing on your desk, and systems that actually take pressure off instead of creating more, Scaling a Shit Show is linked in the show notes. So since coming back from Birmingham, I've noticed some really tangible shifts in myself. I'm making decisions faster and with less second guessing. I'm more intentional about what actually needs my attention versus what a system or a process could handle. And I'm far less tolerant of things living in my head just in case. They can all get out. So what feels different is the calm. There's less mental noise, less looping, less carrying things that don't belong with me anymore. When your systems do what they're meant to do, your brain finally gets a break, and that changes how you show up as a leader. So if your business feels heavy right now, I'd invite you to ask a different question. Not what else should I be doing? But what should not require my decision anymore? That is where your real growth is going to happen. It's not louder, it's not busier, but it's calmer, it's clearer, and it's far more sustainable. So if you want help seeing where those shifts need to happen, don't forget to check out Scaling a Shit Show, which is there for you in the show notes. It's a secret podcast. You can get it anytime. There's no time limit on it or anything like that. You can get it and listen to the episodes at your free will. So that is it from me for this fortnight. I will see you in 2 weeks. And until then, keep streamlining and shining. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Streamline and Shine. If you have questions on what we covered inside, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Bolton_virtual_solutions, or you can email us at teambolton@boltonvirtualsolutions.co.uk. We absolutely love hearing from our amazing community and are always here to support you. If you'd like to be interviewed on a future episode, please drop us an email letting us know which topic you'd like to speak about and we'll get back to you. See you on the next episode, lovelies.